namin makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo. Kahit saan at kahit kailan, hindi ka iiwanan. Hatid namin bagong kaalaman. Edukasyo'y susulong, basta't magtulong-tulong. Sulong edukalidad, that's radio. Learning is amazing. Nais mong matuto, buksan mo ang iyong radyo. Lahat kami ay...
Ito ang 106.3 DANHS Radio. DANHS Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan, ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big. Alright, here we go.
106.3 DANHS Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWDR FM. Facts and information. Today's learning for you normal with capable teachers whose heart and soul are divine. Delivered knowledge inside your home through 106.3 DANHS Radio. Fully dedicated to serve the public in tribute to education, reproduce of radio-based instruction. We are pleased to deliver the utmost aim of education. Only here on 106.3 TWDR FM.
Good morning! Yan, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Good morning, welcome po sa ating pong program in this morning. Ating pong English Learning Area for Grade 8. Yan, ako po si Teacher Dennis. Makakasama po natin ngayon sa araw na ito ang ating mga teachers po ng Grade 8. Mga teachers po na humahawak ng Grade 8 Learning Area. Nandiyan po si Ma'am Susan Dumon, Ma'am Lazy Ann Ramos, and Ma'am Catherine Ordinario and Ma'am Joanna Buduan. Yan. Siya po ang ating pong mga kasama ngayon at narito po sila para magpakilala ulit. Hello, Ma'am.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Hello. Sige.
Okay, sir.
Sige lang, mapakilala
Hello,
kayo.
sir. Hello, Donyans. Good morning and blessed Tuesday to everyone. And an amazing morning to our very young Municipal Mayor, Joseph Christian Nino Jiwi. Good morning, sir. To our officer in charge, the Chief Education Supervisor of SDO Isabela, Sir Rodrigo V. Pascua. Hello, sir. And to our Assistant Principal, Ma'am Ruby Guillermo. Hello also to our supportive head teachers out there, especially to Ma'am Ophel. Good morning to all po. And may I greet my Grade 8 Pasture, Grade 8 SPA, and Grade 8 Dalandan. Good morning. And with me are your English teachers. Sorry. Okay, we start with Ma'am Catherine.
Hello. Good morning sa 8 SPJ. I'm Teacher Catherine. Hello po.
Yes, next Ma'am Susan.
Hello, good morning. Good morning to 8 Darwin and 8 Mendel. I'm Teacher Susan.
Naririnig ba ako? Hello, good morning everyone. I'm Teacher Jonah. And hello to my 8 Avocado, 8 Chico, and 8 Anonas.
Okay, so ano po ba ang ina-expect ng mga bata sa araw na ito, Ma'am Lacey, para po sa kailang pag-aaral or the objectives in our lesson for
yes,
today?
Yes, sir. Okay, we are glad to be with you today as we start our first learning journey for the fourth quarter. So, And for today's lesson, we shall be talking about grammatical signals and or expressions. So for this lesson, you are expected to 1. Recognize the 4 patterns of idea development. 2. Use grammatical signals or expressions to each pattern of idea development. For those who are following us via FB live stream, don't forget to comment in our chat box, #grammatical signals. Okay.
And also huwag niyong kalilimutan mga anak, we are also live in Facebook. YouTube ka sana. Live din po tayo napapanood sa YouTube sa araw na ito. So ano pa pong gagawin natin? So we'll start now siguro para po mas marami tayong maging discussion sa mga susunod na oras. So muli, magbabalik po kami after this RBI lesson. Take away, Sir Joshua.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 DANHS Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta na magtulong-tulong, sulong edukalidad. DANHS Radio, learning is amazing.
Language,
Grammar and Literature,
a program that will develop your vocabulary.
Comprehension, Critical and Analytical Skills.
This is the English Learning Area. Only here on 106.3 the WDRFM DANHS Radio.
Where learning is amazing.
Good morning, dear listeners. This is your host for today, Teacher Nina Jenny C. Guillermo. Welcome to the new world of learning. It gives me great pleasure and privilege to begin another new and interesting lesson for Quarter 4, Week 1, especially for our Grade 8 learners. You are now listening to 106.3 FM DANHS Radio, and it's English time. Pay attention and listen attentively to our lesson for today, because it will help you to better understand our topic and activities. Take note of the important information you will get from the lesson. I am looking forward for more exciting activities with you. Before we begin, be sure that you are in a comfortable place and free from any distraction while listening. Bring with you your learning activity sheets titled Using Appropriate Grammatical Signals or Expressions to Each Pattern of Idea Development. To begin, allow me to introduce you to your enthusiastic radio teacher, Teacher Catherine S. Ordinario.
Good morning, our dear grade 8 learners. Are you prepared for another learning experience?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what are you waiting for? Welcome to another new and engaging lesson. But before we proceed to our lesson proper, let me check if you really gained something from the previous lesson we had. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
That's great! Last time, you were able to learn about transition signals or devices. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What are transition signals or devices?
Transition signals are linking words or phrases that connects our ideas and add cohesion to our writing, ma'am.
Very well said. But what is coherence?
Ma'am, coherence establishes a logical connection between ideas in sentences and paragraphs.
Excellent! They signpost or indicate to the reader the relationships between sentences and between paragraphs, making it easier for the reader to understand your ideas.
Wow!
Can you now construct a sentence using transition signals?
Ma'am, here is my example. Human beings have developed new technologies, which means that everybody can enjoy luxuries they never previously imagined. However, the technologies that are temporarily making this world a better place to live could well prove to be an ultimate disaster due to, among other things, the creation of nuclear weapons, increasing pollution, and loss of animal species.
Wow! That's an awesome example, my dear. Can you now identify the transition signals used in that sentence?
Yes, ma'am. However and due to are the transition signals used in a sentence, ma'am.
You've recognized them easily. Can you now identify their functions?
Yes, ma'am. The signal, however, indicates contrast.
Very good. How about the signal due to?
Ma'am, the signal due to indicates cause or reason.
Perfect. I am now fully convinced that you learned a lot. Now, for today's lesson, the target most essential learning competency is use appropriate grammatical signals or expressions to each pattern of idea development. General to particular, cause and effect, claim and counterclaim, and problem solution. As you go through, you are also expected to first, recognize the grammatical signals used in each pattern of idea development. And second, connect ideas using grammatical signals used to each pattern of idea development. I bet you are now very eager to learn new things. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
We are very eager to learn new and more things, ma'am.
So, let's get started. Have you ever been into a messy and unorganized place? Can you share with us your personal thoughts or experience?
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes my personal space or room is very messy and unorganized. It makes me feel uncomfortable, ma'am.
Okay. Who else can share?
Ma'am, sometimes when I get home, I can see our kitchen untidy and it makes me irritated.
Yes, messy or untidy and unorganized things or places create a negative vibe for all of us. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what do you do after seeing or being in those situations?
Ma'am, we tend to clean, fix, and arrange everything.
That's an amazing move! To avoid negative vibe, we have to do some remedies and look for something that will help us organize everything. Just like our lesson today, we need to develop and organize our ideas to avoid confusion and misunderstanding. Let's start our discussion after this short break.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. I have just finished accomplishing the task found in my module. How can I send you my outputs for checking and feedbacking?
Oh, that's a nice question. There are actually 3 ways for a student like you to submit your outputs. 1. It could be via online. That is, if you are capable to connect online. You can just upload your outputs in your Google Classroom, or you can take pictures and send them through your group chat or messenger account.
Ma'am, how about if we do not have internet connection?
If you do not have internet connection, you can submit your accomplished tasks in 2 ways. 1. You can ask your parents to submit your outputs in the designated drop-off center. 2. You can save your outputs if you have available flash drive, CD, or DVD at home, and submit it in the designated drop-off center in your respective barangay.
Wow! It's nice to know that there are varied ways on how we can submit our accomplished task.
Always remember, for submission of outputs, you can do it via online, offline, or physical submission. Because at DANHS, we make amazing things possible.
I'm back! Now, to start with, let's define first grammatical signals or expressions.
Ma'am, grammatical signals or expressions are also writing devices such as transitional devices, connectors, determiners, and repetitions are used to maintain text coherence.
Very well said! They are the important devices in text construction. These are words that give the readers or the listeners a signal of what will follow an idea. Remember that we already discussed coherence, grammatical signals, transition signals, and cohesive devices are just the same.
Wow!
The only difference is that we just need to be specific in giving examples this time, because we will be talking about the 4 different functions based on the pattern of idea development. Now, what is an idea development?
Ma'am, idea development is essential in writing. This is done by organizing ideas in a logical and clear manner that suits the writer's purpose.
Precisely! It is the manner or pattern by which a writer or speaker explains his or her main idea about a topic in a paragraph or paragraphs. Patterns of organization show the relationship between supporting details in paragraphs, essays, and chapters. The organization of the supporting details helps you understand how an author thinks and helps you remember what you read.
Alright!
In developing your ideas, you can use different patterns. Here are the 4 most common patterns of idea development. 1. General to particular. 2. Cause and effect. 3. Claim and counterclaim. And 4. Problem solution. Let's begin with general to particular. Do you have any idea about it?
Ma'am, this pattern discusses the general topic by presenting specific details that support the topic.
Bravo! It is the method of explaining by starting with a broad or big idea and following with specific or small ideas in support of the main idea. For a better understanding, here are the signal words for general statements. Generally, primarily, in general. For particular ideas, here are the signals to be used. For instance, for example, in addition to, first, second, third, and others. For your example, turn your learning activity sheets on page 2, letter A, general to particular.
Clouds can be classified into three major groups. High clouds are a group of clouds that are 5 to 13 kilometers away from the Earth's surface. Examples of these clouds are known as cirrus, cirrostratus, and cirrocumulus. Middle clouds are another group of clouds that are 2 to 7 kilometers away from the Earth's surface. Examples of middle clouds are altocumulus and altostratus. Low clouds are the last group of clouds. They are 2 kilometers away from the Earth's surface. Specifically, these clouds are the stratus, stratocumulus, and nimbostratus. With this being said, these clouds are grouped according to their distance from the Earth's surface.
From that example, what do you think is the general idea?
Ma'am, the general idea is expressed in the first sentence, which is clouds are classified into three major groups, and the rest of the sentences are specific details explaining the general idea.
Fantastic! You've understood the first pattern easily. What are the signals used to identify the specific details or ideas?
Ma'am, to state the specific details, signals such as another, and last are used to present different major clouds, ma'am.
Ma'am, the expression examples of these and the word specifically are used to present specific examples of a group of clouds.
Exactly! Just remember the mnemonic DICE. D. Describe particular or specific ideas. I. Illustrate. C. Clarify. And E. Explain the general ideas. Now, let's proceed to cause and effect. Do you have any idea about this pattern?
Ma'am, maybe this pattern of idea development explains the cause or the effect of something.
Wow! You made the right guess. It is from the words cause and effect, which means when a writer presents reasons, he or she is explaining the cause. When the writer explains the results, he or she is explaining the effects. These are the other grammatical signals that can be used for cause and effect pattern of idea development. For cause, we use if, for, since, due to, because, resulting from, and others. For effect, we use so, thus, then, therefore, consequently, that is why, and others. Let's try this example.
Regular exercise brings many benefits to your health. First, it improves blood circulation and can result in a strong heart. Because of this, it reduces the risk of heart disease, high cholesterol, and diabetes. When you exercise, your bones and muscles will be strengthened, which can slow down the loss of bone density that comes when you age. As a result, it can help you maintain or increase your muscle mass and strength. Also, regular exercise improves your mental health and mood. During an exercise, your body releases chemicals that can improve your mood and make you feel more relaxed. As an effect, it can help you deal with stress and reduce your risk of depression. These are the benefits that you get when you exercise.
Can you identify the signal words used in the paragraph?
Yes, ma'am. To present the effects, grammatical signals are used such as because of this, as a result, and as an effect.
Wow! You are indeed learning! Just remember that this cause and effect pattern of idea development answers the question, why did this happen? And what were the results of a particular event? Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good to hear that. Let's know about the claim and counterclaim pattern of idea development. This pattern refers to the structure of presenting the side of an issue in an argumentative manner. For you to really understand this pattern, what is a claim?
Ma'am, a claim is a statement or declaration of belief, stance, or opinion.
Correct! A claim tells what you think is true about a certain topic based on your knowledge and research. How about counterclaim? Do you have an idea?
Ma'am, a counterclaim is the opposite of claim. It is an idea that opposes or is against the claim.
Precisely! This is a statement that provides data to explain why and or how a claim is valid. We use the signals however, nevertheless, on the other hand, some people say, some may say, and others. Let's have these examples.
People believe that rap music can make teenagers rebellious because of its lyrics. But I don't think it is enough to make them go against society. They say rock music concentrates mostly on antisocial subjects, which influence teenagers' view toward society. However, a study shows that an average teenager would not take the music seriously, for he or she concentrates more on the musical value of the song rather than the inner meaning of the lyrics. Thus, even though the lyrics in rap music show social rebellion, it does not make teenagers rebel against society.
Can you identify the claim and counterclaim?
Yes, ma'am. The first sentence presents both claim and counterclaim. The claim of the people is that rock music can make teenagers rebellious because of the lyrics.
Ma'am, the counterclaim is, but I don't think it is enough to make them go against the society.
Very well said. You are both correct. Can you identify the signals now?
Ma'am, the signal word, however, is used to present the evidence, and the signal word for is used to present additional information.
That's great! Remember that in claim and counterclaim, reason and evidence are very important because they support and explain the validity of an argument. Did you get it, my dear learners?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any question?
Ma'am, in claim counterclaim, do we need to cite or mention the source of the evidence or the information?
That's an interesting question, my dear. Of course, always remember that in claim and counterclaim, you should provide evidence based on your study or research. To cite an evidence, you can use these signals. According to, evidence shows, based on the data, and the author claims. Is everything clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
That's good. Let us now proceed to our last pattern, which is problem solution. Based on the name, do you have any idea?
Ma'am, I think the author or the writer presents a problem, then he or she provides solution. Am I correct, ma'am?
Yes, you are. As you've mentioned, the text presents a significant problem and explains it in detail. Then a possible solution is suggested. Here are the grammatical signals that can be used for problem solution pattern. Problem, remedy, indicate, issue, respond to, need, solve, and others. Let's have this example.
Drug abuse is one of the leading social issues in many countries. This problem has been the cause of many crimes and health concerns. However, the threat of prohibited drugs can be fought. One way to solve this is through education. Everyone needs to be educated about the dangers of using prohibited drugs. People need to be aware of the harmful effects of these drugs to their health, family, career, and society. Another solution is to increase police manpower and create effective laws to stop dealers. If the authorities will strictly impose these laws, this problem will be addressed. Drug abuse is a threat, but if the community and the government will act together, this problem will be controlled.
Can you identify the problem and the solution?
Yes, ma'am. The problem is drug abuse because of the signal, this problem.
Very good. How about the solution?
Ma'am, the suggested solutions to the problem are education, increase police manpower, and create effective laws. In presenting these solutions, grammatical signals and expressions are used, such as one way to solve this and another solution.
You are indeed amazing today. Just keep in mind that problem solution answers the questions, what is the problem? And what is the possible solution? Do you have any question?
None, ma'am.
If none, That means you understood the last pattern. This time, let us practice what you've learned about the different patterns of idea development and their appropriate grammatical signals by doing the following activities. For activity number 1, titled Group Them Up. Directions: given a list of grammatical signals that are commonly used by writers, classify these grammatical signals according to their category of idea development. Copy the table and write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, let's answer some of it. Who can give me a signal for general to particular?
Ma'am, for general to particular pattern of idea development, the signal is specifically.
Very good. How about problem and solution?
Ma'am, the signal for problem solution is in order to.
Exactly. You really listened well. Now, continue answering activity number 1 after this broadcast. Let's now have your activity number 2 on page 4 titled Connecting Ideas. Directions: complete the paragraph by filling in each blank with the appropriate grammatical signal found in the box. You can only use each grammatical signal once. Then, identify the pattern of idea development used. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let us start answering paragraph A. Number 1. What do you think is the answer?
Ma'am, the answer is stories.
Very good. How about number 2?
The answer in number 2 is also ma'am.
Perfect! I bet you can perfect your scores later. For your reflection titled, What Have I Learned? Write 3 things that you learned from the lesson today. You may continue answering your activities after this broadcast. Alright, we're done with our discussion and activities. But before we end, let's have a short recap of what we've just discussed. Let's start with the first question. What is idea development?
Ma'am, idea development is essential in writing. This is done by organizing ideas in a logical and clear manner that suits the writer's purpose.
Very well said. Second question. What is the importance of grammatical signals?
Ma'am, the purpose of grammatical signals is to maintain text coherence because coherence establishes a logical connection between ideas in sentences and paragraphs.
Very detailed, my dear learner. What are the 4 patterns of idea development?
Ma'am, the 4 patterns of idea development are 1. General to particular. 2. Cause and effect. 3. Claim, counterclaim. And 4. Problem solution.
Wow! You are amazing today! I am now fully convinced that you learned a lot today. Remember, every time you construct or create a paragraph or short sentences, just follow the patterns of idea development so that you will not be lost or confused. Use the appropriate grammatical signals in accordance with the pattern of your idea. To end our lesson, let me just remind you, If you have problems and questions about our lesson for today, let me give you a hand. You can call or text or chat your grade 8 English teachers anytime and anywhere. Our lesson ends here. Till next time, goodbye!
Wow! Another new learning is done for today. Thank you, Teacher Kathy, for giving a hand. For you to fully understand our lessons, you can read your learning activity sheets again. Take note, you have to answer your activities on a separate sheet of paper. Be sure to write your complete name, section, and your subject. Don't forget to strictly follow the necessary health protocol that our government has issued when submitting your outputs. Make sure to always tune in to our school's radio station, 106.3 FM DANHS Radio, where learning is amazing. On behalf of our production team, scriptwriter, Teacher Leslie Ann S. Ramos, language editors, Teacher Susana B. Dumon and Teacher Jonah A. Buduan.
Wow!
Content editor and head teacher, Ma'am Ophelia S. Ralutin. And technical specialist, Teacher Michael Jan M. Tumulak. This is your host, Teacher Nina Jenny C. Guillermo, wishing you all a safe and healthy day. Goodbye, till next time.
Language,
Grammar and literature.
a program that will develop your vocabulary.
Comprehension.
Critical and analytical skills.
This is the English Learning Area. Only here on 106.3, the WDRFM Dance Radio.
Where learning is amazing.
Dance Radio, siniparalan sa radyo. Hatid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta na magtulong-tulong. Sulong edukalidad, Dance Radio. Learning is amazing.
Grammar is important because it provides information that helps the reader's comprehension. It is the structure that conveys precise meaning from the writer to the audience. Remove grammatical errors from your writing and reward your readers with clear communication. At sa bagay na yan, pumapasok at tinatawag nating grammatical signals. These are writing device that serves to maintain text coherence. They signal relationship between sentence by means of back references, through the using of pronominal forms, terminers, repetition of keywords, ellipses, parallelism, synonyms, and superordination. And to explain this in more details, may I give your teacher in English grade 8, Teacher Lazy, take it over.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for that introduction. So, there you have it. You've just heard our first lesson for quarter 4. And to start our discussion, here are our objectives again. 1. Recognize the 4 patterns of idea development. 2. Use appropriate grammatical signals or expressions to each pattern of idea development. So, yan po ang pag-aaralan natin this morning. So, but before that, may I ask you, What is your first step in writing an essay or a paragraph? Or kung may gagawin kayo, what is your first step? Sir Dennis, anong ginagawa mo pag may gagawin ka? Yung pinaka-first step.
Siyempre, pag-iisipan mo muna.
Okay.
Ano yung dapat mong gagawin sa umpisa, parang ganun.
Yes, that is correct. So you have to think first. So you have to develop an idea, or the idea development should be there. So sabi nga kanina, it is very essential in writing. Why? It is because this is our first step in everything we do. We must organize our idea or thoughts first. Okay. I-relate natin ito sa isang math problem. Okay? So, I have here a problem. Okay, so for example, this one. Mr. Reyes gathered 238 bananas on Monday and 147 on Tuesday. He sold 328 on Wednesday. How many bananas were left? Now, before solving that problem, so ano muna ang gagawin natin? Of course, may process tayong ginagawa in solving a mathematical problem. First, you gather the data. Let's gather all the important data. No, then we analyze the data. Now, to solve this, sabi niya, Mr. Reyes gathered 238 bananas on Monday. So, 147 on Tuesday. So, ilan lahat ang nagather niya ng Monday and Tuesday? What do you think? You can comment your answer kung may sagot kayo dito sa mathematical. Kung may sagot kayo dito sa ating math problem. What do you think is the answer? He sold 328 on Wednesday. How many bananas were left? Ano sa tingin mo kaya ang sagot, ma'am? Ma'am Kat?
Ma'am, 57 bananas were left unsold.
Okay. How did you get that, Ma'am Catherine?
So, I added 238.
Okay.
And then 147.
Okay.
So, that is 385.
Okay.
That's the total bananas he gathered. But then, he sold 328 bananas.
Okay.
So, there were 57 bananas left unsold.
Okay. Thank you, Ma'am Catherine, for that, for your answer. So, tama. So, meron na lang.
Tama po, sabi rin ni Gerson Marinay, 57.
Okay,
From
57.
7 Crimson.
So, how did we get that? So, ina-analyze natin yung data. Inadd muna natin yung 238 at 147. And then, nagbenta siya ng Wednesday ng 328. So, subtract that from, i-subtract mo yung 328 dun sa total ng nakuha mo nung Monday and Tuesday. So, ang sagot is 57 bananas yung natira.
Correct.
So that is how we organize our data, and then para mag-come up tayo sa tamang sagot. Okay. So in writing, we must develop and organize first our idea. So that the reader can easily understand your idea or your point. So this is the idea development. So what is idea development? This is done by organizing ideas in logical and clear manner that suits the writer's purpose. Okay. As a writer, you have this certain goal that para mas maintindihan ni reader mo or the audience yung sinulat mo or yung output mo. So you have this idea development. So how are we going to use this? So we have grammatical signals. Paano natin mabubuo yung idea natin? So we use now grammatical signals or expression. So what are these grammatical expression or signals? Are signal words or phrases used to maintain text coherence. So, text coherence, coherence means para maging clear, magkaroon ng unity ang sinusulat mo or yung idea mo. Okay? I hope you get that coherence. So, magkaroon ng unity. Now, so we have these patterns of idea development. What are these patterns of idea development? These are writer's strategy or method to organize ideas in writing. So, meron din pala dapat tayong sinusunod na method para sa ating pagsusulat. These patterns of idea include variety of logical ways to arrange an entire text para maayos daw yung text or an individual's paragraphs depending on the purpose of it. Okay. So, as a writer, okay, yung sinusulat natin may purpose yon. So, what are this purpose? So, gagamit tayo ng patterns para ma-deliver sa ating reader or audience yung purpose ng ating written output. Okay? So, we start with the first pattern. So, the first pattern is general to particular. So, let me give this to Ma'am Susana Dumont.
Thank you, Ma'am Leslie. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. So here is the first pattern of idea development. So this is my task. My task is to explain the first pattern, and that is from general to particular. So here, the writer starts with the general idea stated in the topic sentence. So when we say topic sentence, this is a sentence that contains the main idea. Then, it is elaborated and explained through specific details and examples. Tinatawag natin itong supporting details. So, one, you must have your topic sentence and it must be supported by supporting details. In other words, general to particular pattern is a deductive method of organization. So here, when you will write your supporting details, you may describe, you may illustrate, you may clarify, or you may give examples. And this pattern ends with a general statement that summarizes all the ideas. Okay, let us have one example, or the signals or expressions for general to particular. So here are the signals or expressions. You may use also, you may use for example, as an example, in addition to, for instance, examples of this, first, second, third, next, on one hand, and on the other hand. Saan uli natin gagamitin itong mga signals or expressions na ito? To connect or clarify the idea ng topic sentence. We will use this doon po sa ating mga supporting details. Okay, let us have one example. The impact of global warming causing on Earth is extremely serious. Example, yan ang inyong topic sentence. Now, you may follow it up with a more specific explanation. Okay, next. There are hazardous effects that will happen in the future if global warming continues. For example, increase in average temperatures, temperature extremes, extreme weather events, ice melt, sea levels, and ocean acidification, extinct of animals are some of the specific effects of global warming. Let's try to parang himay-himayin natin itong example na ito mga anak, no? Okay, first is the topic sentence. The impact of global warming causing on Earth is extremely serious. May follow-up siyang more specific. There are hazardous effects that will happen in the future if global warming continues. Now, we are going to use the signal word for example. And then, nagbigay na siya ng example doon. Okay, and that is how we can write one paragraph using general to specific. All right, let's review. In writing general to specific, we will write a topic sentence or the main idea of the paragraph. You may also write a more specific explanation. This is where you use in other words or specifically. Then do not forget to include use signal phrases. That is, as evidence from the text or as examples. Then you will connect back to the text argument. So that is from general to specific. Okay. Now, pwede rin nating baliktarin yan, Ma'am Leslie.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. From general to specific. So the specific to general pattern versus the one we just discussed. So here, a paragraph written in this order begins with the details and leads the reader to the generalization, which may be the thesis or the conclusion. And that's the first pattern of idea development called from general to specific.
Yes,
Thank you, Ma'am
ma'am.
Leslie.
Thank you for that very well explained definition po ng general to particular pattern of development idea. Idea development, sorry. Okay, for the next, our second pattern is cause and effect. So here is Ma'am Kathy to discuss it.
Okay, so the next one is cause and effect. This describes or discusses an event or action that is caused by another event or action. We are very familiar with cause and effect. There may be single cause and effect, or there may be several causes with several effects. The signals or expressions for cause and effect, let's have the cause first. We can use if, for, since, due to, because, owing to, because of, one cause, and resulting from. For the effect, we can use the signal words such as so, thus, hence, then, therefore, as a result, in effect, as consequence, consequently, leads to, one of the effects is, and that is why. Let's try this example. The large movement of people from rural to urban areas has major effects on a city's ability to provide housing, employment, and adequate sanitation services. What is the signal word used in this paragraph? Yes, that is effects. Okay. We, just like the general to particular a while ago, we also have the pattern like mauuna si cause and then you will list the effects. Or you will state the effects first and then what are the causes. So, for example, drinking too much coffee. We can use the signal words such as causes. Or drinking too much coffee causes what? Sleeplessness. We can also use signal words such as leads to. Drinking too much coffee leads to. That's another signal word. Leads to what? Drinking too much coffee leads to lack of attention. For effect naman, for example, mauna naman si effect. Failure in exams. What are the causes of these pag nag-fail ng exam? Failure in exams results from what? Not studying. That's one cause of failure in exams. The second one, failure in exams may result from carelessness. So we use signal words such as results from and result from. For other one is be the effect of. Failure in exams could be the effect of excitement. Ayan, masyadong na-excite, nanood ng K-drama. Okay, so that is for the cause and effect.
Okay, so thank you for that explanation, Ma'am Catherine. So I hope you get what is about this cause and effect and general particular. So we use some signals that para nagre-represent siya. Kung makikita mo siya, ay general particular ito, ay cause and effect ito. So yun po yung gamit ng signals or grammatical signals or expressions. And then next is the third pattern, which is the claim and counterclaim. So let's define first what is claim. A claim is a statement that presents an arguable position. It reflects your interpretation, belief, and opinion. Typically answers the question, what do you think? Okay. So sa claim, ito yung idea natin, interpretation natin. Akin to, opinion ko to, paniniwala ko to. So wala kang ibang iisipin kasi yun nga yung pinaniniwalaan mo, that is your claim. Okay? Now, counterclaim to respond to a claim by denying it with a corresponding reason or evidence is to make a counterclaim. This is the strongest argument against a claim. So, kung may claim tayo, may magka-counterclaim. So, may kukontra. Pero, based siya sa evidence. Sabi nga dito, corresponding reason or evidence is to make a counterclaim. So, bago tayo mag-counterclaim, so may hawak daw tayong evidence at reason. Okay? Now, here are the signals or expressions for claim, counterclaim. So, we have however, nevertheless, on one hand, on the other hand, admittedly, some people say, some may say, of course, nevertheless ulit, and but not only that. So ito yung mga makikita mong signal kapag claim, counterclaim siya. So parang may nagkumukontra, okay, sa belief mo or sa opinion mo. Now for example, we have this, many people argue that bullying is a natural part of our humanity. In other words, preventative measures are effective against this element of the human condition. However, they fail to understand that bullying is a cycle that has been perpetuated for centuries and that all cycles can be broken. In fact, bullying is emerged as the social problem epidemic. So, sabi dito, bullying is emerged as a social problem epidemic. Kung may pandemic, may epidemic. So, ibig sabihin, malala din itong bullying. So, problema ito ng society din natin. Now, what is the claim? From that example, so ang claim dito is, many people argue that bullying is a natural part of humanity. So, ito yung paniniwala ng tao. So, this is their belief. Now, what is the counterclaim? Ito naman yung kontra niya. So, we start, they fail to understand that bullying is a cycle that has been perpetuated for centuries and that all cycles can be broken. So, tingnan nyo dito. In fact, bullying is emerged as a social problem. So, sabi ko kanina, counterclaim is gagamit siya din ng evidence dito bago siya mag-counterclaim or bago siya kumontra. So, gumamit siya ng in fact. Bullying is emerged as a social problem. So, ito ngayon yung evidence. Now, what grammatical signal or expression we use? So, we use the word however to make a counterclaim doon sa idea ng many people argue that bullying is a natural part of our humanity. Okay? I hope you get what we mean by claim, counterclaim, pattern of idea development. Okay, so next we have this fourth pattern. We have the problem solution. So, Ma'am Jonah, take it away.
Hello, good morning everyone. So we have problem solution pattern. So this pattern of idea development is used when a writer identifies a problem, and addresses it by presenting one or more solutions. Again, addresses it by presenting one or more solutions. A problem refers to unsatisfactory situation that causes troubles or difficulties. A solution, on the other hand, refers to the ways in solving or minimizing the problem. So that's it. So we have signals or expressions. Here are the signals or expressions for problem solution. In order to, in order for, so that, to resolve, answer, remedy, respond to, solve, suggest. So here are the signals or expressions that indicates that the problem or the paragraph is in problem solution